The 1950s was a golden, transformative era for the British automotive industry. Emerging from the long shadow of the Second World War, Britain briefly became the world's largest exporter of cars, supplying over half of the global market. It was a decade of rapid innovation, transatlantic styling influences, and a newfound sense of freedom on the roads. Today, we are counting down the top 10 British cars that defined the 1950s, from revolutionary economy runabouts to the sleek racing legends that conquered the world. We kick off our list at number 10 with a vehicle that wasn't built for luxury or speed, but for absolute survival. Originally conceived in 1948 as a stopgap utility vehicle for farmers, the Land Rover Series I and the updated Series II truly came into their own during the 1950s. Featuring aluminum body panels due to post-war steel shortages and a rugged four-wheel drive system, it quickly became an indispensable global icon. By the mid-50s, it wasn't just a farm implement anymore. It was being used by the military, explorers, and even the royal family, setting the gold standard for off-road capability for decades to come. At number 9, we move to the car that put post-war Britain on wheels, the Austin A30. Introduced at the 1951 Earl's Court Motor Show, the A30 was Austin's answer to the Morris Minor. It was highly advanced for its time, featuring a weight-saving monocoque chassis structure instead of a traditional separate frame. It was small, affordable, and incredibly economical. In 1956, it evolved into the A35, which gained a larger rear window and the legendary, highly tunable A-Series engine. It brought affordable motoring to the British masses and even found surprising success on the racetrack in saloon car championships. Number 8 takes us to a car you would have seen on almost every terrace street corner in mid-1950s Britain, the Standard 8. Standard Triumph launched this small family car in 1953 to compete directly with the Ford Popular and Austin A30. To keep costs down for cash-strapped post-war buyers, the early models were basic to the extreme. They didn't even feature an external boot lid, meaning you had to fold down the rear seats just to access your luggage. Despite its austerity, its reliable 803 cubic centimeters overhead valve engine and smooth 4-speed gearbox made it a massive commercial success, paving the way for the more luxurious Standard 10. Stepping up the luxury ladder to number 7, we have the majestic Rover P4. Affectionately dubbed the Annie Rover due to its safe, respectable image, the P4 was the quintessential choice for 1950s bank managers, doctors, and company directors. Introduced right at the turn of the decade, its sleek, transatlantic styling was heavily inspired by contemporary Studebakers. Inside, it offered a haven of traditional British craftsmanship, complete with rich leather upholstery and polished walnut woodwork. It felt whisper quiet, solid as a vault, and remarkably ahead of its time mechanically. At number 6, British engineering meets American glamour with the Ford Zephyr and its ultra-luxurious sibling, the Zodiac. Built by Ford of Britain, these cars brought a massive slice of Detroit style to UK shores. The Mark II, launched in 1956, featured prominent rear tail fins, massive chrome grilles, and eye-catching two-tone paint jobs. Under the hood sat a smooth, powerful 2.5-liter six-cylinder engine that made them a favorite for both motorway cruising and, famously, as the high-speed pursuit vehicle of choice for British police forces. We enter our top 5 with a car that helped ignite America's love affair with the British sports car, the Triumph TR3. Launched in 1955, the TR3 was a rugged, no-nonsense roadster built for driving purists. It was quick, nimble, and boasted an aggressive, low-slung stance with a distinct small-mouth front grille. Crucially, in 1956, the TR3 became the first mass-produced British production car to be fitted with standard front disc brakes, giving it incredible stopping power on both the road and the international rally circuit. Our number 4 is a car that is practically stitched into the fabric of British cultural history, the Morris Minor. Though designed in the late 1940s by the legendary Sir Alec Isagones, the Minor truly dominated the British motoring landscape throughout the 1950s. With its excellent rack and pinion steering and innovative torsion bar suspension, It handled far better than any cheap family car had a right to. Available as a saloon, a convertible, or the beloved wood-framed Traveller Estate, it became the very first British car to sell over 1 million units. Taking the bronze medal at number 3 is one of the most breathtakingly beautiful sports cars ever constructed, the Austin Healey. Born from a partnership between Donald Healey and Austin, the Big Healey 100 burst onto the scene in the early 50s. With its incredibly long, sweeping hood, fold-down windshield, and low-slung seating position, it looked like it was moving at 100 miles an hour even when standing completely still. Powered by a muscular, torquey engine, it provided a raw, thrilling, wind-in-your-hair sports car experience that captured hearts worldwide. Our runner-up at number 2 is a machine of pure, unadulterated automotive theater, the Jaguar XK120 and its successor, the XK140. When Jaguar revealed the XK120, it was the fastest production car in the entire world, capable of reaching a staggering 120 miles per hour. It was powered by the legendary XK twin-cam inline-six engine, a masterpiece of engineering that would go on to win the 24 Hours of Le Mans multiple times in Jaguar's racing cars. It offered supercar performance for a fraction of the price of its European rivals, cementing Jaguar's reputation for grace, space, and pace. Finally, at number 1, we arrive at the car that didn't just define the 1950s, it changed the layout of the modern automobile forever. Launched at the very tail end of the decade in August 1959, the Morris Mini Minor and Austin 7, simply known as the Mini, was a stroke of absolute genius by designer Alec Isagonis. In response to the Suez fuel crisis, Isagonis pushed the wheels to the absolute corners, turned the engine sideways, and used front-wheel drive. The result? A tiny footprint on the outside, but enough room for 4 adults and their luggage on the inside. It broke down class barriers, became a fashion icon, and completely revolutionized car design forever. From the rugged, dependable Land Rover to the game-changing Mini, the 1950s was a decade where British automotive engineering pushed the boundaries of style, utility, and innovation. These 10 vehicles didn't just transport a generation. They became timeless icons of a proud motoring heritage. Which of these 1950s British classics is your favorite? Would you rather cruise in a Jaguar XK120 or zip around town in a Mini? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more classic automotive history. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.